Welcome back to the Fives, everyone. This week, we're crossing a milestone with episode 40, and our theme this week will be around surreal, dark, and creepy original AI animation, featuring artists from the abyss.
Yeah, so this week we have Momo Wang, TerrorrKing, Cinema by Cha-Cha, TalkBoys Studio, and Drew Garcia.
I'm John Rogers.
And I'm Kai Turner.
As the first ray of sunlight touched Willy's face, a question bubbled up in his mind. Who am I?
Our first film this week is the Mamenchiman Willy Ep.1, coming from Momo Wang. Originally from Beijing, Momo is now based in Los Angeles. And what I love about Momo's background is she really comes from a traditional animation background, having worked at Illumination Animation on properties like the Minions franchise and others as well. She now seems to have pivoted over into AI filmmaking, which is great to see an experienced professional in the space. And where the idea for this video comes from was a line that someone mentioned to her that in this current world that's just moving so fast, that this person, and I certainly have felt this way at times, feels like a dinosaur in a world that's just moving too fast. And how can you keep up, and how can you keep pace with what's going on? And so that was inspiration for her to create this film around this dino-hearted character in a high-speed world. And I think she's done something very beautiful here. A lot of Momo's animation and work that you see at our website features these visuals that you might think are very inspired by Chinese design. They're absolutely gorgeous. And now you see it kind of applied into a different context, a different world, and it's just a great creative soup.
What stood out for me was the originality of the animated style paired with a sophisticated level of production and design. Momo Wang's experience as an animator really shines through, proving you can take a relatively small animation concept, one that doesn't push AI to its breaking point, and create a really fun piece like this. And it's why I get so excited when people who have deep industry experience start to experiment with AI tools.
¿Una prostituta que se convierte en una diosa inca? Así arranca uno de los casos de sectas más perturbadores de México.
Next up, we have TerrorrKing with 2 R's. TerrorrKing is based in Spain and posts in Spanish primarily on Instagram, where they've amassed 440,000 followers. They specialize in retelling legends of fantasy and terror, in their words, or otherwise myths and historical tales from the past using a dark horror anime style. What I thought was particularly great about what they do is that they've managed to make history lessons viral on Instagram. I wouldn't say what they're doing is educational, but I wonder if you could use this as a template for teasing people into exploring more educational topics, like looking into the history of Billy the Kid and the Old West, or into the Aztecs.
Yeah, what I really appreciate with TerrorrKing is that they're tapping into a source of storytelling with kind of traditional myths and lore that I think has really been underutilized by filmmakers, not only traditional filmmakers, but AI filmmakers as well, in that there's so many great stories out there. I'm thinking of like in Ireland and Scotland, Native Americans in the United States. These are stories that are just begging to be told that haven't really been tapped into by the traditional entertainment industry, and just are a deep well of material that filmmakers can work with. And I'm glad to see TerrorrKing is doing that, and I would highly encourage other AI filmmakers to think about that kind of source of material, because I think it's a really strong place to work around.
Number three. Spin, sizzle, pop and crack. What's been taken, I call back.
Our next film this week is coming from a filmmaker who goes by Cinema by Cha-Cha. Also, his real name is Taryn Chada, a Toronto-based filmmaker who has some professional industry experience as well. And this film is called Weiners Ep.1, the beginning of a new series, we hope, really telling the story of a somewhat comical, but definitely a horror-oriented story. So maybe horror comedy is where we're going to go here. And I really like that this was just a fun, really well-written story. I love the art style. It's unique and differentiated. And I think he's done an amazing piece of work here.
Yeah, I really like how this was stylized as well. I think that's one thing we've gone for this week, is a variety of animation styles that aren't just purely the kind of anime that you might see. And this also had a very good original story. Like you said, it sort of veers into comedy horror in places, but what struck me is that it's just not really a storyline that I've seen too much of, and I'm excited if this is an episode 1 that it hopefully doesn't get caught in the curse of lots of episode 1s that we see, and hopefully it does continue on to episode 2 and the rest of the series, because I think it could go to some exciting places.
Chew.
Bless you.
Bad bird flu season we're having.
Oh look, a fleece-vested crypto bro.
Next up, we have TalkBoys Studio, a team of LA-based filmmakers who have created a series called Birdwatchers. And this is about birds observing behaviors of humans, whether it's crypto bros or fanny pack Disney adults. Whoever's behind the TalkBoys Studio found a clever format here just as a vehicle for their comedy writing. And I think it's a great example of how a writer or comedian could use the AI tools and their sense of observational humor to create a series. They can continue to repeat this formula and just let their writing shine through.
Yeah, comedy works very well in this space. I think what the TalkBoys have done is really shown that you don't have to have traditional film or TV to get a story through, and that has a sort of the comedic hit. And I'm a little worried that some of these descriptions around the crypto bros and Disney fans are hitting a little too close to home on everyone that they're skewering. They really don't spare anyone in the sense of that South Park doesn't spare anyone, and I really enjoyed this, and we'll definitely be following more as they come.
Number 5. I am Luma.
Our final film this week is The Way Up, coming from a filmmaker named Drew Garcia, based in Boise, Idaho. Drew and his brother Nate are part of a company called Ice Cream Entertainment, and you may have heard of them when they created a feature film named Treasure Trackers, which was distributed, I believe, by Warner Brothers, HBO Max perhaps, or maybe Amazon last year. Anyhow, The Way Up is just a beautiful animation, kind of very much in the Pixar style. And what really stands out for me is what we've talked about many times, is that the old George Lucas quote of sound is 50% of the experience. And this really shows when you have just amazing sound design, how it just elevates everything. So the animation is beautiful, and the sound design really just elevates the whole piece. It's a wonderful short film. Yeah,
this feels like a slightly darker installment of the Finding Nemo series. Maybe if Nemo got lost in the deepest, darkest part of the ocean. To meet this character, Luma, and aside from it being expertly animated in AI video, I was actually moved by this short. I'm not sure if anything we've seen before has had that kind of emotional resonance, and I think that yes, it's great storytelling, but it's also a credit to, like you said, the sound design, but also using an original voiceover from a live voice actor named Jane Morrow, and a uniquely composed score by Robin Hoffman. And it was performed by the Louisiana Scoring Orchestra. So I think it really needs that human touch to hit those emotional notes.
Thanks, that's it for this week. Please like and subscribe.
See you next time.